Hello, 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 everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. I missed you guys. Did you miss me? Thank you for tuning in to me and my big mouth. It's your girl, Tanisha Winters, and it is Women's History Month. Aren't you excited? I know I am because you know it's two things in life I'm the most proud about. One, I'm black. Two, I am a black girl. The magic, the magic, the magic. I'm so excited about tonight and the start of Women's History Month that I decided to start off today's celebration with some of my favorite peeps at the Dallas Women's Success Initiative. If you guys remember, last year we left off kind of, oh, Women's History Month was a kind of somber, just slightly somber. Only reason being because we got Ronald. We got stuck at home. And if you guys know, the one first event that I had to get Ronald was the Dallas Women's Success Initiative. But it's coming back this summer, right after everyone has taken their vaccines or feel more comfortable about coming outside. And to talk more about it, I have none other than the Dr. Amira Freeman. Hey, Dr. A!
Hey,
How are you? I'm excited. I missed you. Where have you been? How have you survived?
barely. Missed you too. Oh,
So tell me what you ladies have been cooking up since we left off last year with the Women's Success Initiative.
So we've got a lot of things planned. Of course, COVID tried to put a stop to us, but we're not trying to hear that at all. So we have started. Unfortunately, we're not going to do Women's History Month, but we're going to carry Women's History Month all the way into June. And everybody's going to be safe. We're going to have some social distancing, but we're going to have a great conference and luncheon, and with our favorite host and MC over here, the mouth. Who else could we get but the mouth?
Oh, me!
Yes.
I thought you were talking about some other great person. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know about DWSI, tell them, what is the Dallas Women's Success Initiative?
So the Dallas Women's Success Initiative is the first and only action planning innovative conference in Texas, and from what I've been told, in the South, period. And it may be nationwide. I have no idea because we haven't gone there yet. Okay. But the conference itself is not empowerment. It's actually enrichment. So we enrich our guests and panelists and facilitators with knowledge and networking and big, huge pieces of purpose. So we're pushing purpose in them, basically. And it's a place where you have open space, there's transparency, there's safety in the numbers that we bring there, so that people feel comfortable being able to be themselves and learn and enrich, educate, and elevate themselves with mentoring all of our guests. It's just a wonderful conference.
You know what I love the most about DWSI is you guys provide women with the tools to start their business, to get you guys, like, you give them a packet and it has everything in there. Yes. How can they get that information on a regular? How can they get it now?
Well, the action planning passport, so that's basically the workbook, the action planning passport, and it walks you through not just the conference itself, but it walks you through everything that you need for the rest of the year. That's why we always did DWSI in the spring. So they can actually get that passport on Amazon, in Kindle and in print, and use that during the year. And if they're a member, they can always send us questions, and they have actually 24/7 mentorship. Now, most of the time, people don't answer till the daytime and business hours, but it's supposed to be 24/7. We're working on it.
We're working on it, and that's all that matters. Now, you said they can get a membership. What happens tell me about the membership?
So the DWSI membership, currently we have about 72 members.
Okay.
The membership itself gives them access to not just the free passport, but also gives them a ticket for the conference. It also gives them access to all of the panelists and facilitators. They get their own login to our website, and there's pieces of enrichment right there on the website for them to get to, as well as discounts to other events as well.
I am excited. You guys make sure this summer you are going to participate with the Dallas Women's Success Initiative so you can just get your life going in a great direction. Now, we have, along with you today, 2 more committee members that are here to join this conversation today about all things Black girl. Wait a minute. Now, wait, no. How are you? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have added to our panel Janine. Wait, then I moved y'all around and I couldn't point the way I wanted to point. Janine Tillman is in the corner. We have her, and Miss Miko Kraut is here. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. And shout out to everyone who's tuning in and listening. We have Miss Kendra Brown on Facebook saying she's listening. Shout out to Kendra. So let's go dive right into it. Yesterday was Black History Month, and today is Women's History Month. As Black women, what do you feel about the bridge between Black history and women's history? Now, I sent y'all these questions. Y'all knew what
It's not the question. It's like, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot to cover.
Well, this is my thing. Okay, so the bridge between Black history and women's history, in my humble opinion, I feel like Black women have not gotten enough credit. I think that we're still fighting against this brick wall that Black history is separate from American history. That's a whole other conversation that we don't even have to get into right now. But I just think that we as Black women, we just have not gotten the accolades or the acknowledgement that we deserve. So I feel like the bridge is still being built as we speak.
Yes.
And I'm kind of on a cusp about Black History Month and Women's History Month, because I'm not a firm believer of our history is all year round. So celebrating us just 1 month and then celebrating all women in 1 month and just being a Black woman history for 1 month, I'm not a big believer in that. I celebrate our people, our culture, our femininity all year round. It's not just 1 month for me.
Right. I'm with the conversation. For me, as a influencer here, I like to always acknowledge if it's on the calendar, then I'm going to make them make so much noise because it's there. Only reason being because every other non-inclusive organization will get to International Culture Month and we'll go crazy. So I like to always highlight what's going on. And if you guys are not aware, Women's History Month, much like Black History Month, started off as just a day, which will be acknowledged next Monday is the day, right? International Women's Holiday is next Monday. Then we got a week, and then we have the month. But we turn up all the time.
Why can't it be on the calendar for you every day?
Every day.
Every day. Celebrate it every single day.
Every single day. This year's theme is the same as it was last year, and I really want to get into that. It's Valiant Women Who Vote, refusing to be silenced. And so many times, as women, as Black women, we have been silenced. But before we get to that, let's talk about the first part. Valiant Women of the Vote. We elected this year our first ever woman. Let's first start with woman.
Woman
of color. Okay.
Yes.
I said.
Yes. Yes.
Had to. Let's start off there because I haven't had the opportunity to see you guys and talk to you guys since that happened. How did you feel when America made such a historic decision?
I cried. I was at a volleyball game when the news came in, filled with, people of different ethnicities, but the majority was mostly there. And as soon as I got the alert, I yelled at my daughter, "They won!" And then the national anthem came on, and I just started crying. And the lady looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Give me a minute," because that was just momentous for me to look at that as a woman of color, to see that. And I was ready to fight to make sure that it stayed that way.
Wow.
Anybody else? Do you
me.
have any monumental moments?
It was surreal for me. It was just kind of a surreal moment. But after it all kicked in, I started thinking about, and not to get too deep, but just thinking about the ways in which she may not be able to walk in her Blackness in the White House. And just praying for her and being concerned for her, because code switching just don't stop at the call center or corporate America or nonprofit America. So I really started thinking about, okay, now she's in there, now like thinking about the things that she's going to have to deal with. Maybe lowering your voice in a conversation to not appear as being aggressive.
The angry,
you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Being passionate, being confused with being angry versus being passionate. Or, just things like that. So those were, I kind of immediately went to the concerns of her safety, her character, possibly being dragged and things like that. But knowing that there were women wearing chucks and pearls, around the world that was supporting her, that was a beautiful thing.
One thing that I'm excited about as a woman is our first State of the Union. Have you guys thought about what that would look like? President Joe Biden will stand in front of Nancy Pelosi as well as the Kamala Harris. What, in your opinion, does that mean for women everywhere?
Power. That's all I can say. Just power, and how far we as women has come. It's a blessing, and it's so much work that needs to be done, but it shows our little brown girls that it can be done. We can elevate to something as vice president to president, and watch them at the State of the Union. It's going to be even more watching a mirror cry. So that day, but
I think for me, I haven't cried tears that day.
I
would cry because that's the picture that's gonna stand for something. Do you guys have daughters?
I have daughters.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you have a conversation with your daughter? How does your daughter feel about the election?
Honey Bunny, or Ariane, aka Ariane, because everybody thinks her name is Honey Bunny. Her real name is Ariane. She is excited for 2022. So, because she said my voice can be heard in my vote. So she's excited to not just see Kamala Harris in power, in whatever power. She's second in command. It's power. So she's excited to see that. She's excited to vote. She actually wants to start a mentorship program to help other girls understand what voting, girls of color, understand what voting means to the youth. So I look at that after having that conversation with her and see that it's infecting our girls more than it was before the election.
Now, my daughters, I have twin daughters.
Okay.
They're 9. And so they are very excited to see someone that looks like them in the White House. and that's a big thing for them, because there was a period in our lives where I had to kind of sit down and talk to them about who they are, and to see someone that looks like them was just very powerful for them. Also, letting them know that, if Kamala is in the White House, they can be in the White House also.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Now, Dr. Mary, you said something about your voice being heard, and that takes us back to what they selected as the theme for this year: Valiant Women of the Vote, refusing to be silenced. Do you feel like in a certain way we're still being silenced as women?
Of course, every day. And as Janine mentioned, somewhere in corporate America, some woman is being accused of being angry and someone telling her to be quiet or stay quiet or diminish herself in some way. I think the expectation for Stacey Abrams was the same way, because they fought so hard so that she would lose, but she refused to go quietly into the night. And she infused the vote in Georgia where it turned out that way. So I think for us as Black women, we're continuously being suppressed. And it's not just silence, it's suppression. And as long as we allow it, it's going to continue.
Well, let's move forward to that, because let's talk about the silenced Black woman, and that's not spelled right, so I'm going to take that off because it should have a D.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Oh,
we know what it meant.
No, we're not. No, because the people watching,
It's
they
okay.
watch. Let's just say that they watch. Let's talk about the silenced woman. What can we as African American women do to let our voice be heard, but not be considered that angry bear?
Janine, that's yours. Your story speaks to all of that.
Look,
Hey,
you got time. You got time. This is the thing. We have subscribed to so many stereotypes as Black women. I'm going to tell our businesses. I'm sorry. So when we start saying that Black women can't work together, Black women can't do this together, Black women can't get together, we silence ourselves. We're silenced. We're putting our hands over the mouth of our other sister. So that part has to stop. I'm a firm believer in, before we start regulating or governing other people outside of our own homes, we need to get our own home together. So that means, putting your sister on. And now, am I saying putting your sister on and she doesn't have her ducks in a row? Absolutely not. Which brings me to my next point. Sis, don't get mad if you're not put on and you don't have your things in order. Because it's not about me hating, it's about you don't have it, you're not in a place right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, that when we start coming together as a community of women, what other people say outside of us, it won't even matter. It won't even affect us. It won't even make a ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my thing. We have to learn first how to stop silencing ourselves and silencing the sister that is next to us.
Yes.
Miko, listen, I'm going to let you go next, but I want to make sure everybody that's tuning in, feel free to drop your comments and how you feel, and we will add you guys to the conversation. Go, Miko.
Ooh, Sister Tillman said it all. She just silenced me. She just said it all. But seriously, I'm with. I always call her Sister Preacher Tillman, but in a joking manner, I love her. And I want to add to, we as Black women, when we get upset with each other or we don't like something each other does, especially in business, we call each other out on social media. No. That's your customer. You don't do that. That's tacky, that's ugly, and I'm just say it as it is. and you're bringing ourselves down. But if someone of another color, another race does it, then you want to explode talking about and call it racism. We can't do that anymore. They're following our lead, so we have to be on the forefront and lead the way and stop shutting each other down. Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
switch gears and I'm going to corporate, because if you hear the sound of my voice, so I've been a VP, I've been an AVP, I've been a director. I done led 5 to 6 teams across the United States, but I had challenges not only with men, but my own men of color, because when I got promoted, why did it have to be that I slept with someone?
Mm.
Mm.
Why did the
Mm.
people of my own color say I had to sleep with someone to get a promotion? Now looking at, I worked all day and night. I learned my job. I did my job. I didn't elevate by laying on my back. That is not how it works. So we as a people, we culturally put ourselves down, but get mad when another race put us down, and we want to say, "Oh, it's racism." Or if a black brother see a sister being elevated and they want to shut her down instead of helping elevating us as people, as men, as women, as black people, we have to elevate ourselves and stop putting ourselves down, and like Janine said, put all the stereotypes on each other. Because I don't live in a little box of a stereotype. I work outside that box. And as a woman, I'm gonna do whatever I can to elevate myself in corporate. And if I sound aggressive, I'm not aggressive. I just have passion in my voice for what I do. And if that hurts your feelings as a any color, I'm sorry, but that's how you feel. That's not how I feel. And I'm in to win it. But I'm not gonna put anyone else down to win.
Mm.
I'm sorry. That's how you feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm practicing. I'm
Yeah.
practicing. I'm practicing.
So
We're gonna wind up here because I know you guys, Janine and Miko, you guys have some projects that I want to make sure that we take some time out. But for everybody that's watching, we are celebrating Women's History Month here, also dimmed as Women's Empowerment Month. We're having a sister circle meeting with my lovely ladies from the Dallas Women's Success Initiative. Make sure you guys check out DWSI. That's DallasWSI.org. Give me in one way we can celebrate women's history that does not cost us anything, just something that we can do as women to celebrate ourselves. Dr. A, go first.
Share. Actually talk about your sister's projects and talk about what she's got going on in a positive way. Share and stop thinking that because you share it's going to diminish your brand. Share your sister's brand too. That doesn't cost a thing.
Doesn't cost you a thing. All right, Miss Janine.
sow into another sister. There's a lot of women that have women-owned businesses that they have products that range from $5 to $500. Get what you can afford and sow into another sister's business because you want somebody to sow into you.
I'm with it. And Miss Miko, what you think?
Oh, I'm gonna flip it for our men. Highlight a sister.
Okay.
Highlight your mother. Highlight your grandmother. Every day of Women History Month, highlight a woman in your life that has they don't even have to be in business, but they can be a great mother, a hard worker. Highlight a Black woman every single day. You men.
You heard her. I didn't say it. Go said. Dr. A mentioned talking about and highlighting projects, and that's what I want to, while we have a little bit of time, because I want them to learn and understand how powerful you guys are as women. Miss Janine, let's go with you first. Tell us about the Red Sea Project, and also you have a domestic violence shelter.
Oh no, not a shelter, but maybe you are speaking some things into existence.
Okay.
But
they called me the mouth. So if it came out my mouth, it's about to happen. Okay.
Look, it is so. It is so. So Red Sea Project is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we mentor youth, we empower women, and we unify families. And we do that through education and training. So just a couple of programs that we have. We have a program that's coming up in October called Bonding of the Sexes, where men and women come together and have those uncomfortable conversations so we can start building community. Okay. And then in June, we have a program called Sisterhood Rocks, which I have the shirt on, Hey Sis, where it's all about
Let's see the shirt. We gotta
entrepreneurship.
see it. Shirt
Hey
cam.
Sis.
Shirt cam.
And that program is all about building up women entrepreneurs and teaching them the real meaning of sisterhood and how to work together with effective partnership. And so also we have a youth expo every year. We didn't have it last year because of Corona, but we do. We actually partner with Amira's nonprofit to teach children about bullying. This year, financial literacy, and just helping that's our legacy, helping our legacy to have the resources that maybe we had to wait for. They don't have to wait for it anymore. We can give it to them young.
I'm loving it. How can they find out more about you? Where can they go follow you?
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram on Red Sea Prod 73. You can follow me on Facebook at Red Sea Project. And I also have a ministry where I help women that are in business. And that is Jesus Chick 365 on Facebook and Instagram. So you can find me in all those places.
I'm loving it. We'll continue to keep up the good work. Stick around. Don't leave yet, okay? Don't check out on me yet, okay? Miss Miko, tell us about, you have a brand new book, 365 Days of Affirmations. Tell me about the book.
Woo-hoo. So there's so much going on. So I partnered with two other young ladies. We call Dallas Inspired Divas, where we bond together and we take our books, our entrepreneurship, and do virtual tours promoting and speaking about what the challenges we've been through in our life. But what we came up with was this 365 daily affirmations, because, as we went through or going through COVID, you know, everyone is going through something mentally, physically. So we wanted to do an affirmations journal where you hold yourself, your feelings accountable. So with that, with the daily journal, it has an affirmation, a love letter to myself, yourself, and then your SMART goals and describe how you feel. And with that is you're holding your feelings accountable. You're putting it on paper so you can start the mental healing, because during COVID it's hard, mentally, physically, and it's draining. So this is a form where you can put your feelings on paper and start the healing process.
Now, that's not the only book that you have. That's your newest book. Yeah. Briefly, do you have some of your other books? Tell us, or just direct us where they can find more books that you've written.
For my books, you can find them on www.mikocrowd.com, and it's called A Family Blinded. It's a story of a young lady who went through challenges in her marriage and being a mother. And then you have Soul Talk Volume 3, where it talks about a little point in my life that I was in jail for a week or so, not because of me, but because of something my past ex-husband done.
Ain't nobody told me that, Miko.
I sat in jail for a week, girl. I was like, Lord have mercy. And
that's tea.
Yeah. And then, I launched a new beauty brand called Pure.
Okay.
Look, I can use most of it for myself.
That's fine.
It's called Pure.
What's that? What's that? That's some.
It's body butter, and this is one of the most popular. She makes me blush.
And it smells so make good. Us feel all nice and soft.
Girl, yeah. And I started that due to COVID because taking medication, I was breaking out. So you know, COVID brings out a lot in you. And of course, I have my nonprofit Accessories and Nude designer competition, which we're gonna try to kick back off because COVID, having events shuts you down. So we're trying to find other ways. But that nonprofit is to help support accessory designers. So that's been going on for the last 15 years. So I was sad that we were shut down last year, but again, COVID causes you to reinvent yourself in new ways of branding and hosting your events and so forth. So that's me. But Pure is my baby. So, and you can find it on www.purelivingbeauty.com.
I'm here for. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for coming in and having this conversation with me. Like you said, COVID has done a lot. It allowed me to realize that I might be crazy because I got stuck at home with myself. Yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation.
But I missed you guys, and I couldn't think of a better way to start off this month than to see your smiling faces and to see your success and everything that you've done. Thank you for starting off this month of conversations with me. You guys, make sure you check out the Dallas Women's Success Initiative. That's DallasWSI.org. I look forward to it. I heard they have a fabulous host, and I guarantee, listen. Now, I'm just letting y'all know right now, okay? We've been stuck at home, okay? When they let me out, I was cutting up. That's exactly what I'm coming to do, is to cut up. So make sure you guys get the tickets. We'll follow these lovely ladies. I'll be posting all of their information in the captions of wherever this post is posted. Make sure you follow The Mouth online. It is the network. I had people ask me about it, what I got going on. And that's all we're going to do is just have some great conversations. These will be happening every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, either via here, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. So make sure you follow The Mouth at The Mouth 214 everywhere, because they'll clip is my hood, put it in their face. It's like what they want. Okay, you know the song. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in. Listen, if you have a question or you have a conversation that you would like me to have, hit me up at The Mouth 214 on all of my social media platforms. I would love to sit down and share and have this conversation with you. I love you so much for watching me and my big mouth, and I will see you guys later.